Okay, sixth graders, let's review what we learned in chapter 5. We're at the end of the chapter, and you're going to do the pre-test for tomorrow. So let's go back to your notes and review everything that we've covered in chapter 5 so far, okay? We started with estimating or rounding fractions. Figuring out if the fraction is closest to 0, 1/2, or 1. Okay, close to 0 means that we only have just a few pieces out of the total. Okay, 1/9 would be close to 0. What would be close to a half in ninths? If you had a fraction in ninths, what would be close to a half?
4/9.
4/9. Right? 4 out of 9 pieces. What else would be close to a half? 5/9. What about 8/9? Would be closest to 1. And so fractions can be close to 0, 1/2, or 1. How do you figure out if it's a half? How do you figure out if it's a half? All right, now, divide the denominator by 2, right? Divide the denominator by 2. Okay, then we worked on some examples and rounding the fractions and the mixed numbers to the closest either whole number or half, and then adding or subtracting them. Okay? That was what the first lesson was about. Then we did some mixed number examples of this. And then we went right into adding and subtracting fractions. And when adding and subtracting a fraction, two fractions, you have to use a common denominator. Common multiple in the denominator. Okay? So you have to ask, what do both denominators go into? Multiply the top and the bottom by the same number to convert the fraction to an equal fraction, but with a common denominator as the other fraction. Then you have to convert it to lowest terms. Remember what to do there? Remember when you learned this? If not, go back to your notes and review the video on lesson 2. Lesson 3 was adding and subtracting mixed numbers. Very similar, especially when you're adding, you can add the whole numbers and then add the fractions. But if you're subtracting, you have to first check to see if you have enough pieces before you can subtract. If you have enough pieces, then subtract the pieces and then subtract the whole numbers. But if you don't, then you have to break up a whole number. So here's a model for these. We learn how to model these. Whole numbers plus more whole numbers and fractions. And then minus, where we had 2 whole numbers, minus 1 and 1/5. And then we didn't have any pieces over here, so we had to break up this whole into 5 pieces, 5/5. And then take 1 away. That's what this X means. We're taking 1 piece away. And then we're taking away the whole. So we're left with this answer, 4/5. That's what this is. These pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what's left in our model. And so this is the answer to the question, 4/5. Remember when we did that? You're going to be asked to use models and to, given a question like a number 5 on your pretest, it asks you which model helps you to find the answer. You have to choose the model that helps you find the answer. In other words, the model that allows you to cross out the fractions, cross out the pieces to get rid of them, and cross out the right number of holes so that you can answer the question. Okay? Then, the next lesson. Lesson 5, subtracting fractions with renaming. Here's another example. Let's do this one together. Okay? What does this fraction represent?
2 and 1/6.
Yeah, maybe 2 and 1/6. And this is 1 and 2/6 then, right? So if we're going to take these away, minus them, do we have enough pieces? No. So we have to break the whole into 6. You have to draw 5 lines to break it into 6 pieces, right? So this is 6/6 plus 1/6 is 7/6. And how many holes do you have left? 1. So when we rename this, now we have a total of 1 and 7/6 minus 1 and 2/6. Then take away 2. So this represents taking away 2. And we're left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/6.
Use the other ones.
What?
I forgot what the assignment was.
The other guys have it.
Oh, but what we have to do.
Yeah, multiplying mixed numbers.
Oh, no, but like what numbers?
All of them.
Okay.
Multiply mixed numbers, okay? Now, 1 whole minus 1 whole is 0, isn't it? So we're just left with 5/6. That's how we use the model to solve this. Okay? That's something that we worked on in lesson 5. Then, we practice some more, and especially problem solving with this. And we talked about what ratios were a little bit. Ratios were comparing numbers that are not the same type. And then we worked on some problem solving with how much you need and how much you have. And then we went through on understanding fractions again, fractions of the total, and how to, what percent is when it comes to fractions. Fractions in lowest terms, and top-heavy fractions. We talked about top-heavy fractions again, and fractions to decimals. Let's see. Did we? I'm not sure if this is in this check. Let me just make sure. I think we've done fractions to decimals already, haven't we? Yeah, so these are I guess these are some old notes. We stopped right here, okay? Just the problem solving questions. So that's all you have to do for the pretest. Yep, do the pretest and all the concepts that we covered in this first set of slides with modeling and adding, subtracting pieces, and converting and estimating, all of these that we just went through. These are the ones that you have to know for the test and the pretest. Okay? Nick? Yeah. Yeah, we have that. Hold on.